What happens when a man at the top of his game forgets the power he carries and starts thinking that he can mix romance, secrecy, professional authority without consequences? What happens when a relationship that should have stayed private, boundaries that should have stayed firm, and emotions that should have been managed explodes into career collapse, stalking allegations, and criminal charges? Today, we are breaking down the Sherrone Moore alleged relationship scandal. The relationship, the firing, the arrest, the lessons every grown adult, whether man or woman, must understand about power, boundaries, emotional control, and choosing peace over, chaos. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Femi, and this is Stand in Your Power. Today, we are talking about Sherrone Moore. Who is Sherrone Moore? Before everything came crashing down, Sherrone Moore was that guy. He was that head coach at the University of Michigan. Married man? What else? Who else? What is he? He has 3 children. Right? He's this guy that is rising in college football, right? He's the man who stepped into the big shoes after, I think, Jim or whoever his name is. A man who had influence, he had visibility, he had a reputation to protect. But all of that started to unravel when whispers of an inappropriate relationship with one of his staff members turned into a full investigation before our eyes, and then into a scandal that shocked the sport world. In fact, it's shocking the whole world. What are we talking about? We are talking about the alleged relationship. According to the university's findings, Moore had a long-term intimate relationship with a female staff member who we have not been able to confirm her name, or although rumors have it that I read it somewhere that her name is, give me one moment, let me see, I'll find her name as we go. But rumor had it that she was she was working with him. The most important thing is the relationship reportedly violated the school's professional conduct, and it violated the school's power dynamic policies. When the rumor first started in early 2025, both parties denied it. They denied it vehemently. So, both parties, like I said, both parties denied it vehemently. They did. But later, the lady in question, the staff member, provided corroborating information that restarted the investigation all. You heard that right. So the investigation started all over again because of lady coming up to say, hey, this is what is going on. Okay. And then that was when the walls began to fall in, began to close in on this man. Because no matter, I repeat, no matter how secret or private you think something is, Once power dynamics enters the picture, it becomes a liability for you. It really does become a liability for you if you are not careful. Okay? Now, this breakup changed everything because the lady broke up with him. She ended the relationship, according to police reports. She ended the relationship December 8th, 2025. And after the breakup, Mr. Moore allegedly continued to contact her. He continued to text her, call her. He was having emotional outbursts, and she eventually reported the unwanted contact. Now, heartbreak is real, sis. Bro, heartbreak is real. But lack of emotional control is very dangerous. And for someone in Sherrone Moore's position, highly visible, married, with professional authority, the fallout was even more severe. Okay, what happened? Why are we even talking about it? There was an alleged incident. This is where the story becomes dark. On December 10th, just 2 days after the breakup, she called the police, and police responded to her apartment. Report claimed that Mr. Moore entered this lady's apartment without permission. They say that he picked up kitchen utensils, scissors, and butter knives. They also alleged that he made emotionally threatening statements, like he was saying he will end himself and his blood will be on her hands. Reports have it that this man was arrested the same day, and that same evening, after his arrest, the University of Michigan fired him with cause. One relationship, one emotional spiral, one moment of panic, and one moment of poor decision making, and a whole career went up in flames. And this man that we are talking about is now facing charges: felony 3rd degree, home invasion, misdemeanor, stalking in a domestic relationship. What else? Breaking and entering. A whole coach. It's sad. And his bond was set at $25,000 with no contact order. That means he has a restriction order. He must not contact this girl. And he will have GPS monitoring on him if he's released on bail. He must also have alcohol restrictions. And his court hearing, the next court appearance, is scheduled for January 22nd, 2026. Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because this story really teaches us a lot of things. A lot of things that we should not ignore as a people. Okay? This is not just gossip. It is not just scandal. But it is a mirror for you and I. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, this is a mirror for us. And here are the lessons. Number one lesson. I said power plus secrecy is equal to disaster that is waiting to happen. You heard me right. Any relationship, I repeat, any relationship where someone has influence over the other one, or one person's job is dependent on the other, and boundaries begin to blur, emotions begin to override professionalism, that relationship will definitely explode. Whether you like it or not, it will explode. it will explode. Men, you cannot mix leadership. You cannot mix leadership with lust and expect not to have consequences. Women, avoid relationships where you can lose your job, your peace, and even your safety. Okay? What is the second lesson? Emotional regulation is a must, and it is a life skill, and it's not a suggestion. It is something you need to survive. A breakup should not end in stalking allegations. It should not end in you entering the person's house. For what reason? It should not end in police presence. Somebody says they don't want you. Keep it moving. A breakup should not end in your career being destroyed. The truth is, your emotions are yours to manage. I repeat, your emotions are yours to manage. It's not someone else's responsibility to manage your emotions. It is your own responsibility to manage your emotions. Control them before they control you. Yes, control your emotions before it controls you. Secret relationships will end up punishing you publicly. No amount of status or charm can protect you from the effect of policy, from the effect of reputational damage, from the effect of legal consequences, or from the effect of you having been judged by the community. The world does not care about, but it was complicated. No. What the world cares about is accountability. So you need to be careful. From this story, I'm seeing another lesson we need to learn as a people is that you need to protect your legacy more than your temptation. This man had a major coaching position. He had a multi-million-dollar future. He had a wife. He had a beautiful family. He had fans. And what did he do? What did this man do? He destroyed it all. He had credibility. And all that was put at risk for one relationship that could never survive the light. Let this sink in. Never ever you trade your legacy for one moment of emotional weakness. Because that moment can undo your decade or decades of hard work. Okay? What's the next lesson I saw here? Relationship should not cost you your freedom. It should not. The moment a relationship begins to jeopardize your peace, begins to jeopardize your mental health, then there is problem. There is problem. The moment a relationship begins to jeopardize your job, your mental state, your freedom, everything you have, it is no longer love. It is a warning. When you sense that, hey, this game I'm playing is dangerous, take steps back. Begin to retrace your steps. Okay? Begins to replace your steps. I can't even talk anymore. Retrace your steps because you have so much to lose. The question I have for you watching me, have you ever stayed in a relationship where the risk is louder than the reward? Have you? Answer that question for me. Do you struggle with emotional control when a relationship ends? Because what we are looking at here is someone that was not able to control his emotions. And then, are you currently mixing love, work, and secrecy in a way that could destroy your reputation? Another question I want to ask you: are you ignoring the red flags because the connection feels good temporarily? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves. And these questions aren't for judgment, they are for growth. Sherrone Moore's story is tragic, not because of fame, not because of football or the headlines, no, but because it shows what happens when boundaries are broken, when you let your emotions rule your sense of reasoning, and when you let secrecy take the wheel. Let this remind you, please protect your peace, protect your reputation, protect your legacy. Very important, because in this life, standing in your power means knowing when to walk away, knowing when to walk away before everything else is taken from you. A word is enough for the wise. We keep seeing great men fall because they allow their emotion, they take their reasoning, because they allow the flesh between their legs think for them. That would not be your portion, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are concerning this situation, this case, in the comment section. I'll continue to follow this case as it unravels. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.